Okay, let's jump into this. We're doing a deep dive on a really fascinating Christmas sermon from Pastor Sungno.
That's right. It's centered on 1 Timothy chapter 3. And the whole point is to connect Christmas, the incarnation, to this idea of living a godly life.
Which feels like two very different things, but he starts with this really charming and playful hook.
He does. It's about the Korean word for Christmas, Ajun.
Right, kurisumasu. And he sort of jokes that it sounds like a question from a game of hide and seek.
Yeah, which is like, did you hide there?
It's such a strange metaphor at first, but then it just clicks. It captures the whole point.
It really does. The idea is that humanity is hiding. We hide in our shame, our sin, maybe behind our achievements or just our busyness.
Or comparing ourselves to others.
Totally. And Christmas is the moment God comes looking for us and says, are you hiding there? I found you. I'm here.
So we didn't climb up to him. He came down.
Exactly. He came down.
But wait, that's the paradox, isn't it? If Christmas is about God descending, by grace, then why does our faith so often feel like we're the ones who have to do all the climbing?
Yes. That's the tension. Why connect this amazing gift with godliness, which sounds like hard work?
Like our good behavior.
And this is the absolute core of the sermon.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't really grasp the incarnation God actually taking on flesh, then godliness just becomes this huge, crushing burden.
It becomes a list of rules, like spiritual self-management or something.
Right. It's a performance review you could never pass. But if you do get it, godliness stops being the root of your salvation and instead becomes the fruit of grace.
So that's the astonishing secret then. It's not a secret password. It's God's whole plan revealed. And it starts with that one insane declaration: God became human.
And the sermon really digs into why he came. Not just to be a good moral model for us to, try and copy, but as our representative, the last Adam.
Okay, let's unpack that. Last Adam. That sounds like some pretty heavy theology. What does that mean for you, for me, right now?
It's everything. It means Jesus stood in our place. He lived the life of perfect obedience that the first Adam and all of us completely failed to live.
And the sermon's clear. This wasn't some kind of celebrity visit, like he was just slumming it for a while.
Not at all. He truly entered the struggle. I mean, the poverty, the loneliness, the rejection, the cross. He never once used his divine power to make it easier for himself.
So his perfect godliness, that life he lived, it's actually credited to us.
It's credited to those who believe. That's the transaction. And that makes it possible for his life to actually flow through us. It changes everything.
So if that's true, if God came down, what does that mean for how we're supposed to live? What does this Christmas godliness actually look like on a Tuesday?
Well, it has to look like lowering ourselves. It has to mirror the same movement.
The downward movement of the gospel.
Exactly. The sermon gives a really practical example, especially in family life. In those tense moments. True godliness is being the first one to say, I'm sorry.
Or help me understand you better.
Right. Being the first to apologize, to break the tension. That's not a feeling, it's an action.
And that humility, that's the tangible proof that the gospel is actually alive in you.
That's it. Which brings us to the final challenge. Christmas isn't just a historical event that happened 2,000 years ago.
It's more immediate than that.
Much more. The real question is, has he come to the center of your heart? That's what determines everything.
That is a profound way to reframe it. So godliness isn't our path to climb up to God. It's the life we live when we are hosting the God who has already come all the way down to us. Mm-hmm. So the question for you to think about this week is, how will you make space for that downward coming, humble grace in your own life?